Hi, welcome to MoneyKetchup, Leo dreamed in brushstrokes. His tiny apartment was a symphony of chaos, canvases leaning against walls, the smell of turpentine and ambition thick in the air. To him, money was a vulgar, greasy thing, a necessary evil that occasionally interrupted the sacred act of creation. He paid for cheap coffee and cheaper rent with money from selling the occasional small painting, or, more often, from odd jobs that he despised. True artists starve, he'd declare to his friend Maya, a pragmatic graphic designer. Money corrupts the vision. Maya would sigh, stirring her latte. Money buys time, Leo. Time to paint. One bleak November, Leo's universe fractured. A call from his hometown. His father had suffered a stroke. Leo rushed to the hospital, a cold dread seeping deeper than the winter chill. His father, a proud, quiet mechanic, lay diminished by wires and monitors. The recovery would be long, the hospital bills staggering. His mother's eyes, always warm, were pools of quiet panic. Back in his city, reality delivered its second blow. His landlord, tired of late payments, gave him notice. The engine of his ancient car gasped its last breath. Leo sat amidst his paintings, a king in a crumbling castle, and for the first time, his art offered no solace, only a mute accusation. He had nothing. Not for his family, not for himself. The first job he took was washing dishes in a steamy, clattering restaurant. The work was mind-numbing, his hands pruning in soapy water, the ache in his back a constant hum. The pay was a pittance, but that first cash envelope, grubby and damp, felt different. It wasn't just paper, it was a lifeline. He sent every spare cent home. One evening after a double shift, he collapsed onto his friend Maya's couch. "I hate it," he whispered, the fight gone from his voice. "I hate that this money is all that matters right now." Maya sat beside him. "It's not all that matters, but it's the gatekeeper to what matters. Right now, it's gatekeeping your father's comfort, your mother's peace of mind, your own stability. You're not painting for money, Leo. You're washing dishes for love." Her words struck him like a lightning bolt. He had seen money as an end in itself, a trophy for the greedy. Now he saw it as a tool, a stark, neutral force. It could build a barrier against suffering, or it could build a prison of greed. The intent was everything. He made a plan. He took on more jobs, freelance mural work for businesses, commercial illustrations he'd once sneered at. He saved ruthlessly. He learned to budget, tracking every dollar not as a surrender, but as a strategy. The numbers in his bank account were no longer abstract. They were bricks. Each one laid was a brick in a wall protecting his family, a floor for a new studio, a step toward freedom. After 6 months of grueling work, he had enough. He paid off the most urgent medical bills, lifting a tangible weight from his parents' shoulders. He rented a small, clean studio with good north light. He bought reliable groceries, new brushes, quality paints that didn't flake. The first morning in his new studio, with financial dread silence, he faced a blank canvas. The fear of failure was still there, but the terror of destitution was gone. He painted not from a place of desperate hunger, but from a place of chosen fullness. The colors were bolder, the strokes more confident. He poured the experience of the last year onto the canvas, the exhaustion, the hope, the gritty texture of resilience. He created a series called The Currency of Care. One painting showed his father's hands, once holding tools now gently curved around a paid hospital invoice. Another depicted his own pruned dishwashing hands, cradling a single brush. A third showed a mosaic of coins forming the face of his sleeping mother, finally at peace. The series was a sensation. It wasn't just technically proficient, it was emotionally seismic. People saw in it their own struggles, their own silent negotiations with necessity. He sold every piece. At the opening gallery, a young art student approached him, eyes shining with familiar, fervent idealism. "Your work is so pure," she said. "You must never let commercial concerns touch it." Leo smiled, thinking of the steamy dish pit, the hospital waiting room, the profound dignity of being able to help. He looked at his paintings, which existed only because he had learned to respect the coin. "Money," he said gently, "is like paint. On its own, it's inert. It sits in the tube. It has no moral value. It's what you do with it that creates the meaning. Do you hoard it, let it harden and crack? Do you splatter it mindlessly? Or do you use it carefully, intentionally, to build a foundation, to protect what you love, to give yourself the space to create something true? He pointed to the painting of his father's hands. That security, that chance for dignity, that's what I bought. The money wasn't the masterpiece, it was the brush. The masterpiece is the life it helped me preserve, and the art that life allowed me to make. The student looked puzzled, but Leo knew he couldn't fully explain. You can't describe the weight of a burden lifted until you felt its crushing pressure. Money's importance wasn't in the possession, but in the translation, from effort to resource to security to freedom and finally to meaning. Leo no longer saw a canvas and a coin as opposites. He saw them as partners in the alchemy of a well-lived life. One held the dream, the other built the table upon which the dream could safely rest. And in that daily life, in the food on the table, the roof overhead, the medicine in the cabinet, and the peace of mind to look upward, lay the profound, undeniable